All right, what's up, everyone? This is the Osmo.com NHL Hit the Ice show. As you guys probably know by now, just a two-gamer today, so gonna be pretty short as far as talking about the actual game. We're going to announce the winner of the $200 NHL Shop gift card, and the instructions for the person who won will be super easy. You just email support@osmo.com if that is you, and we'll do that in just about 5 minutes or so. I'll let some people come in, maybe see our winner. Hopefully, he is able to see this and then follow the next steps, which is to email the support, and we'll get him hooked up. So, by the way, thank you guys all for watching and commenting, and it really helps us out. It may not seem like much, but it really does help me. It helps Nolan and I, and then obviously the NBA guys when you do that too, when we have those kind of giveaways. So you guys brought it, and hopefully we continue to do some stuff like this in the future, because it's always fun when there's more people in here to a certain extent. Now, NBA, those guys get like 1,500, 2,000 viewers at once. So maybe the free chat gets a little bit crowded, but seems like we got a pretty good core going on. So just really looking forward to the next few weeks. I'll be gone the last week of March, and then we've got a couple weeks, maybe 10 days after I get back, of regular season action and then playoffs. So we're not going anywhere for the foreseeable future. We've got quite a bit of content still coming at you. We actually are going to have an NHL content article. If you guys saw the NBA one, there will be an NHL content schedule. So I was working on that today, and we'll get that out as soon as possible. For the people that have been on the site all season, nothing is really changing. The line changes are going to be premium. So starting tomorrow, I don't know if Nolan has one for today. Those are going to be premium. My cheat sheets are going to be free, though. So kind of a little bit of a trade-off. Maybe you'll just have to work a little bit harder to find that news. We kind of consolidate it all into one with Nolan's article, and now that's going to be premium. But instead, you'll get my cheat sheets. So maybe a fair trade-off, maybe not, whatever you guys think. Just more reason to subscribe. So promo code Hit the Ice, 50% off your first month of NHL Premium at Osmo. So just use that promo code. If you're thinking about signing up, just sign up for the month if you'd like, and yeah, you'll get half off. Pretty good deal. I'm just mass multi-entering as many combos as I think, and most probably lines I'll have different goalies and pairs of defense. Yeah, I think that's probably the way to do it. It's always kind of odd talking about two gamers just because there's only so many options, right? So it gets tough. I've seen some people say that you go all in on short sites like this. I actually don't think that. I mean, unless a line is just crazy high projected, and then it's 4 points better than the next best line or something like that. But I don't think we have that tonight. It's actually somewhat spread out with Calgary 1, Buffalo 1. You've got McDavid on the slate, so it's pretty uninteresting to talk about these two gamers. But maybe once we do that, once we announce the winner of our giveaway, then we will just go on Fantasy Cruncher Rewind, and you guys can kind of see how you can take advantage of that. Fantasy Cruncher Rewind is 100% free for everyone. So you can actually test out Fantasy Cruncher before you use it. So if you have projections you use, if you want to use mine, download them once the slate locks, and then the next morning you can go on Rewind, re-upload my projections from the night before, and see if you can get some high scores in Fantasy Cruncher for free. So I would highly recommend getting that add-on if you are thinking about signing up, because I think Fantasy Cruncher or some sort of optimizer, we obviously believe Fantasy Cruncher is the best, and that's what we all use. But if you got another optimizer you want to use, I think it's pretty essential for mass multi-entry. Let's see what's going on in chat. Looks like we've actually got a decent amount of people here. everyone just waiting to see if they won the giveaway. Love Eichel and Skinner. Soft prices, yeah. You can fit whatever you want, basically. Which I'm kind of torn on. Like, I guess it's good to have soft pricing on a short slate, because if you can fit everything, then you kind of know what's going to be chalk, and or at least you know what combos are going to be chalk, and then that's just a way to differentiate a little bit more. So I don't know. I think soft pricing on 2 gamers and 3 gamers is kind of necessary. Give me that $200 NHL store gift card. We'll buy a Nemeth jersey. Nice. Cassian 2.5K. LOL. Shiri is a good value too. Well, not even the cheap guys. It's like Reinhardt and Skinner 6K and 5,700. It's just so easy to make lineups. You know, like you can easily do this. You know, something along those lines. And then I think the best way probably in general to differentiate on these shorter slates without doing some crazy stacks is, well, number one, Josh stacking. So 6-man stacking. Doing something like that, you're already going to leave a bunch of salary on the table, and you'll be different that way. But I think just in general, leaving salary on the table is a pretty good way to go on these shorter slates. Especially if you're multi-entering, like you shouldn't have 50K on a lot of your lineups, I think. I don't even know if I got any 50K exactly with no salary left over. So I've got lineups with 43,000 used, 44,000. Like I've got a handful of lineups that use, less than 47,000. So I think you can realistically leave a bunch of salary on the table tonight, and you're still making good correlated plays, but people just want to use the salary cap. So, and you see why. Like, if you wanted to go with something weird, not even weird, like this is a pretty good stack right here. Like a pretty popular thing to do would probably be, okay, let's put in Rasmus Dahlin. All right, now you got a 4-3, and then you're gonna have a one-off. All right, let's put in, let's see, Brody or Hamonic. There you go, 7,300, like this. So, like that's a realistic lineup that everyone's that's gonna be duped a bunch of times. So I don't know. Maybe you want to do something different. Maybe you want to go with, I don't even know, min salary guy or $3,300 guy. You got 5,300 left over. Maybe you don't want to spend all of that and still make a good play. Like you could go with whatever, Nurse or Clefbaum. Those guys will leave you 500 left over, or you can get a little bit more weird, leave about 1,900 left over. I just think you still make good plays. You still make correlated plays. You maybe lower your salary cap if you are using Fantasy Cruncher. That's, or I guess lower your minimums if you do set a minimum. I wanted to use all the salary until I looked at Testosterone's lineup builds and realized salary cap doesn't matter much in NHL. I mean, to an extent, right? You don't want to, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it matters that much. It just matters in the sense that like there's only, like you can't fit 2 high price stacks on a lot of nights. So it matters more on bigger slates because there's more expensive players. There's more possible plays that could get there. Whereas here it's, there's just so much variance on a 2-game slate that I think you don't set a minimum exposure, or you set it pretty low. So that's what I would do. I guess my point is sometimes you just combine a super cheap line and your salary is just going to be super low. Yeah, exactly. So I'm not worried about that. And it's easier mentally to do that, I think, when you use an optimizer, because like I even had a tough time doing it just now for you guys right there. But like if you use Buffalo 2, which is obviously a usable stack, you're just going to be able to jam in whoever you want after that, which is great. If this were a bigger slate, I think you'd have a less of a chance of getting duped. Duplicate lineups, which is what I mean when I say duped. If anybody's not familiar with that, but like, there you go. Now you've got the 2 highest priced defensemen as well. Like everyone's gonna have one of these. Like I'll have one of these. I'm sure I have one in my 50. But you're leaving salary on the table at least. So there's that. Just hard to get different on a 2-gamer. Anyways, we do have the winner of our NHL gift card promo. Once again, thank you guys all for commenting. It was only about a week long or so. I think we started last Monday, the 25th. And you guys brought it strong. So hopefully you showed the bosses that we can continue to do stuff like this and get engagement. And the winner, I actually see the winner in chat. I saw him at some point, so hopefully he's still in here. Zach Jameson, you are the winner of the $200 NHL Shop gift card. You were the number 9 commenter on the Hit the Ice video on the second day we did this, 26th. So congrats to Zach. I hope you are in this chat still. If anybody knows Zach, reach out to him so he can reach out to us, actually. Because we don't have... Oh, okay, you're in here. All right, he says yay. So all you're going to do is email support@awesemo.com, and myself or Josh or Eddie will get back to you. And, well, actually, it'll probably be Eddie or Josh. And they'll give you the info for the $200 gift card. Pretty sweet deal. Want to play a $200 head-to-head. So, Zach, I've seen you in a bunch of our shows, actually. So, yeah, congrats. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah. Dude is a robot. I hope not. If so, then a robot just got the $200 gift card. So, man, a lot of people wanting to play this 2-game slate or something, or you guys just wanted to oh, there's some weird Twitter beef going on. What is going on here? All right. Have you guys seen this Twitter stuff going on? MLB, DFS Twitter? I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to comment on it. There's always beef on DFS Twitter, but it's weird stuff. So I don't know. Try not to get involved. Yeah, congrats, Zach. Let's talk about some good stuff. Congrats to Zach again. Email support@awesemo. You guys continue to bring it strong, and that's why we can do stuff like this. So yeah, speaking of MLB, I actually don't know just yet when we're releasing our packages for MLB. I'm sure you guys have questions on that if you're gonna come over. As soon as I know, as soon as I can announce what we have, I know it's obviously really good stuff. We'll have the ownership projections and stuff, but hopefully you have some extra stuff too. And yeah, I know you guys are pretty excited for MLB. I'm excited for MLB. For anybody that's trying it out, we will have free shows on YouTube, which will be pretty cool. Josh and I think, are going to be back doing the show. Not 100% sure on that, but that's just that's what we did last year, and I think it worked pretty well. So actually, a lot of you guys came over. The few of you that didn't go over to NBA have kind of stuck around with me here in NHL. So pretty cool. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, by the way. Oh, thank you, Salty Old Man. Oh, that's an interesting name. Okay, I just got word from Tom. Tom, the CEO. Or wait, is he? I think CFO. I'm not sure of his title. Anyways, he's my boss. He said that we could be seeing NHL ownership soon on the site. So hopefully we can test those out in beta. Again, if those come out, hopefully they do. If those come out, just give us some time with those. It's really tough to predict NHL ownership. We've been trying to work on this behind the scenes, and people smarter than me are doing this, a lot smarter than me. So hopefully we can get something up for you guys, at least have a general idea. Ownership, I know that was some feedback we had when NBA All-Star break was going on. Everyone wanted ownership projections because we have them for MLB and NFL and all this stuff. So, yeah, pretty cool news. Hopefully we can get those out to you guys. And the premium subscribers, those would be premium, of course, because those would be from Alex, of course, and Osimo, for people that don't know, Alex Baker. Also, the NBA and the NHL content schedule is out on the site right now, so you guys can go see that. For people that, again, have been with the site, have kind of checked out our stuff, it's just going to be normal stuff, but kind of a little bit of a description of each thing we do, premium, free, and yeah, it just makes it a little bit easier for just anyone passing by the site. Ricky, I don't know if we're going to have that. I don't know. They're working on everything, man. These guys are working so hard. So if there's enough demand for stuff, we will definitely try to provide it or see if it's at least possible. So everything's being looked into, all your guys' feedback. You don't have to mass entry. I'm usually more cautious with my bankroll on a shorter slate just because there are less combinations to choose from. Yeah, I think less mistakes for people to make. I'm playing less. I'm playing lighter. I'm playing like a third of what I usually play. So probably won't be watching too much hockey anyways tonight. So you guys know, Bachelor Monday. So I've got priorities, right? For anyone that's watching hockey, you could always tune over to ABC, catch a few minutes. It's supposed to be a pretty sick episode tonight. Favorite center tonight? I guess Eichel. Yeah, I think he's my highest projected center tonight. Let me check that. He's my highest exposed center. Yep, he is. He is above McDavid by actually 0.01. I've got him projected for 0.01 points. Is there any sort of validity to not playing a goalie on this small slate? Just playing the cheapest goalie even though they'll score 0? I don't think you need to do that. I think that's getting too cute, honestly. I don't have numbers to back that up, but goalies, you're going to have a real tough time making up that 8 points or whatever the highest scoring goalie gets. If there's a shutout, you're dead. For that to work, and I don't even know how that would work. You'd have to spend up your entire salary, and just every single player would have to hit. Like the most expensive player that you could possibly fit in would have to hit. I don't think there's a necessity to do that. If you were Edmonton, who would you skate with? McDavid? Let's just load it up. Why not just go Nugent Hopkins with Draisaitl and McDavid? Yeah, or like all 4 goalies would have to get pulled, right? I think Bachelor Addiction. I don't know. Is it an addiction? I do like the show. It's good mindless TV. Oh, God. Everyone's going to unsub now that they hear me talking about The Bachelor. All right. I'm sure there's a few of you, some quiet souls in chat that do watch it or at least get sucked into watching it. So me and the girlfriend always catch it. Pretty good stuff. Give it a try. In NFL, the backup QBs are so much cheaper. In NHL, there's hardly a difference in salary. One of the goalies will do fine. Yeah, it's just such a good chance that one of these goalies scores 7 or 8 points, or a couple of them, and then you're just going to be buried. So, do you guys want to talk about this? I've kind of filibustered for 20 minutes here. They should try buying and drafting decent players that aren't centers, right? I don't know if Draisaitl's a center. He kind of goes back and forth. Why not just play 2 times 2,500 defenseman, and play legit goalie if you want to punt. Yeah, I'd be way more likely to do that. I wish they would do a set price and you get both goalies in case one gets pulled or hurt. They do have that on Fantasy Draft. So I kind of wanted Fantasy Draft to be a thing. What are they even running out on Fantasy Draft? Filibustered? Yeah, dude. This vocabulary, are you kidding me? I talk all day. What do you expect? I gotta expand word of the day and such. What is Fantasy Draft even running out? All right, I have $20 in my Fantasy Draft account. I would play if there was any sort of contest. You know, like, I don't know. They don't have much for NHL. They do have good NBA contests, though, if you are playing lower stakes. So, like, if they had a $5 even close to this size, I would play. So, who knows, man? They did have decent contests for NHL for a while, maybe last year or 2 years ago, and now they just don't. So, there's no reason for me to go over there. I mean, I barely go over to FanDuel, as you guys know, except on Saturdays when DK has just the worst contests. All right, let's talk about these games quick. This is going to take a few seconds. Then maybe we'll look at what some of the top guys do on the 2-gamers or see if they differentiate. I haven't looked much into 2-gamers. I just kind of know what I do. And I actually banked a 2-gamer, I think, earlier this year. And yes, Steven, he's going to jump the fence tonight, by the way. We've been waiting the whole year. My girlfriend said that he jumps the fence tonight. So we're pretty excited. I'm sure that is probably not as dramatic as what they make it. But we will see. Why do you like DK more than FanDuel? Better contest selection, better pricing, I think. And it's mostly the contest selection. They just care more about NHL, which isn't very hard. Like, it's not very hard to care more about NHL DFS than FanDuel. So it's not really saying much, but that's just the best product we have. So there. All right, Oilers and Sabres, 2.9 implied total for the Oilers, 3.1 for the Sabres. Mikko Koskinen going up against Linus Ullmark. Koskinen, 7,800. Ullmark, 7,300. So we've got 2 top lines and then not much else after that. Eichel line is my favorite of the night. I know it's not the highest total. In fact, it's the 3rd highest total out of 4. So I don't know that they're going to be the highest owned line of the night. But they're priced in the same price range as Calgary. And I think Calgary might be higher owned. So a little bit of a stand I'm taking on Buffalo 1. Again, I'm kind of just going with the optimal plays here based on the lineup construction I want to do. So full power play correlation, Edmonton terrible kill. Like, they're going to go up against McDavid for a lot of the game. We know McDavid and Draisaitl are not very good defensively together. Yeah, it's just I don't see how the Eichel line doesn't generate quite a few chances here. So that's going to be my highest exposure for tonight. In fact, I'm pretty sure I have all my lineups done. Yeah, I actually do. And I'm probably going to keep them. So Eichel line's getting upwards of like 40% owned for me. And I think that's going to be pretty decently over the field. I'm expecting like 25 to maybe 30. So there you have it. Eichel line is my number 1 for the night. McDavid line is, not too far behind. They are tied for 4th for me. So I've got 5 lines that I want to have on basically all my teams, and they're pretty easy to guess. Eichel line, McDavid line, Tavares, considering the Matthews line for sure, and then Gaudreau and Monahan would be the 5th line. So basically all my lineups will start with one of those and have at least one of those. It's hard for me to imagine, we see like Calgary 2 with, I don't even know, Edmonton 2. Like, if that happens, I'm just not going to win. And I'd rather just play better plays, play them more than people, and let other people get cute elsewhere. So Buffalo 1, and they're kind of at the lower tier of the top 5 for me. Okay, a couple of questions here. Mike asks, since you full stack only, would you ever get a guy like Gagne in your lineup? Or since he is a 4th liner in that team, would you never have exposure? I, in general, do not include 4th lines because, like you said, you know, I full stack even strength lines. If you were power play stacking though, and you know, I'm not gonna have Gagne exposure tonight, so I'll just lead off with that. Unless for some reason he gets moved up to line 2 or something, I might have him in a filler, or he gets moved up with McDavid and Draisaitl at pregame skate. I mean, okay, that everything goes out the window then. But assuming he's on the 4th line with Brodziak and Ratty, I'm not playing him. When you get like a guy on a short slate that's on a power play, you know, and it's on a 4th line, he always gets a little bit of ownership. And I'd rather allocate that to playing a better player or a better stack. So if you're, you know, stacking power play 2s or something, and then you got a full stack at even strength on the other side in Fantasy Cruncher, then yeah, maybe Gagne would come up in a lineup or 2. But for now, I don't really think it's necessary. These depth lines, I really side with Buffalo's 2nd line. Rodriguez, Sheary, and Oposo. I know Rodriguez and Sheary have had a little bit of success. Buffalo, too, they kind of started off as a joke for me and Nolan. But Buffalo, too, actually not too bad, and they're just dirt cheap. I don't know that people are going to use the full stack because they're so cheap. And like we said, people like to use all their salary. So play the full stack. You can play them with another full stack. You can just see how you're going to be different by also playing smart if you do play the full stack with another full stack. Like there's no chance you can use anywhere close to 8K here. But you're still getting 2 even strength stacks. You throw in the whatever you want to play Montour. I actually like Montour tonight, so maybe you want to play Montour. This is a nice correlated lineup. Throw in whoever you want here. Throw in Freddie Anderson there. Correlation on the goalie as well. And there you have it. My buddy Clefbaum. Buffalo 2. Yeah, there's Nolan. Awesome. So you see, like, yeah, this is not an optimal cash game lineup, but you're leaving 8K on the table, and like you need a full line goal from both of these. You know, you need a lot of other stuff to happen, but like this is a play that I'll make. This is a lineup I'll have. You know, maybe one of the defensemen gets swapped out, but just let other people get cute is what I try to do on these 2 gamers, and hope the full stacks hit. IMO. What else is in chat? Oh, okay, Scott said, watch your FC guide video today. Well done. Curious if you go away from 4 unique players on a small slate like this, or how do you adjust for it? Yeah, I would go away from 4 uniques. You know, maybe if you want to do like your first 10 or 12 lineups with 4 uniques, I think that's fine. But then if you're doing 20, maybe you want to do 2 uniques or 3 uniques after that, just because there's less players. You're going to spread yourself way too thin if you use 4 uniques, and probably you won't be able to crunch enough lineups, honestly, if you use 4 uniques for more than like 20 to 30 lineups here. And then, you know, if you do use 4 uniques also, you'll get Edmonton 2 with Buffalo 3 type of thing. And I don't know that that's a lineup I really want to have. So, yeah, the answer to that is lower the uniques, the lower the less games are on the slate. All right. Middle stat line, the cave line, Nugent Hopkins with Lucic. That kind of ruins it for me. However, they're also dirt cheap. And then you've got Chason with Nugent Hopkins both on the top power play. That's probably the way those guys do correlate to McDavid on the power play. So I guess it's okay. I would never get to this line if I was hand building because of that. And I just have other lines projected higher. But like Nugent Hopkins is fine if you want to include him with McDavid and Draisaitl, or same thing with Chason if you want to take off Kassian. That's an okay strategy. Nurse Clefbaum, same exact price. Tiebreaker here goes to Nurse. He's top power play. So he's going to be higher owned for sure, especially if people are using optimizers. But yeah, big timer. That's all you need to know right there. This man. You don't need to play him. If you want to play him in the stack and hope he somehow gets a goal knocked off his skate, that's something that I would do. It would be really tough to not use an optimizer and get to him. Just for me mentally, for my mental health. All right, Clefbaum and Nurse. You know, you've got Nurse in the top power play. He's probably the better overall play. I still am going to Clefbaum a good amount as a one-off though. And then on the other side, you've got three guys that I think are all pretty solid plays: Ristolainen, Dahlin, and Montour. I do like Ristolainen the most. And then as far as exposure goes, I have the next most of Montour and then Dahlin after that. He's kind of the one that's getting left out for me. Nothing against him, but the extra salary isn't mattering that much in terms of Ristolainen versus Dahlin. So I sided with Ristolainen. And I honestly don't know who's going to be higher owned. Goalies here. No, we're not talking about goalies. This is a 2-game slate, actually. Just play whoever correlates. Yeah. Don't get super cute with goalies. Just don't play guys against your goalie. If you want to play one defenseman, like let's say you're playing Freddie Anderson and you've got a Toronto stack. If you wanted to play Giordano, okay, because he doesn't need necessarily a 3-point game to, you know, go off. Like, he's a guy who can have 6 shots on goal and 3 blocks, and all of a sudden, when you have not 4.5 DK points, if he gets an assist as well, you're still not going to destroy your goalie there. So I would be okay doing that. That's all I'll say about goalies. Yeah, whatever team I don't have any skaters of, I'll play the opposite goalie. That is perfect. That is a great strategy. Dude, what? What's up, Tamar? All right. Maple Leafs and Flames other game tonight. 3.2 implied total for the Leafs. 3.5 for the Flames. Frederik Andersen and David Rittich in net. Matchups here are a little bit questionable because it's Toronto. You know, you've got Tavares and Marner on one line and then Matthews on the other line. So different teams treat Toronto's lines differently. Here, I would think it's going to be Backlund going up against Tavares and Marner. I don't have a ton of confidence about that, but that's kind of how I'm treating it. And the Tavares line is a little bit worse, a little bit better defensively, a little bit worse of a target. So Calgary 1 is going to be my second highest exposure tonight behind Buffalo. It's pretty close, but I think the Monahan line is going to get a pretty good matchup against Matthews, Johnson, and Kapanen. That line does give it up quite a bit defensively. So talented offensively, but Matthews still not at the elite defensive center just yet, no matter who he's really played with. So I also really like the Matthews line, assuming they don't get a ton of time against Backlund. So hopefully I'm right about that. I'm sort of splitting exposure. I plan on going a little bit more on the Matthews line than the Tavares line, but you know, it's going to be pretty close together. So again, not another hot take. The pricing is soft. Just play the best plays in as many lineups as you can, would be my advice, while also differentiating a little bit. And you can do that easily with Fantasy Cruncher. So I'm not super crazy about the Backlund line. I'm not including them in like the upper echelon of stacks tonight. It kind of cuts off at 5. You guys know the 5 I'm talking about: Eichel, McDavid, Tavares, Matthews, and Monahan. And this is a secondary stack for me. Other lines in this game. So I like Nylander quite a bit at 3,300. Hard not to like his price. He looks a lot more dangerous than what he did in his first few games. And he just looks back to having his skating legs. So he's going to get the softest match. Like, he's probably the safest as far as seeing a good matchup. Calgary depth isn't super impressive. Jankowski line, not worried about them, not worried about this fourth line. So I really like Nylander more as a one-off. He does also correlate to Marleau on the second power play. So maybe Marleau gets going. Maybe he's just having trouble with the tough or even strike matchups on the Matthews line. It would make sense. And this line is just dirt cheap again. So I don't think people are going to play the full stack here. I'm including Connor Brown. You're just never going to be able to use all this salary up. So I play the full stack. You hope that Brown is kind of the guy that gets in on the action, or Marleau for that matter. I don't think he's going to be very highly owned. And then you probably pair those guys with Muzzin if you are trying to get extra correlation with your defenseman. Yeah, Marleau's been a tiny bit better. It makes sense. He's like 40, isn't he? Having him on the third line with a guy like Nylander is probably going to help. He's still pretty fast, So he just gets easier matchups against a team like Calgary, where he's not going to face the back of the line, which is great. Or the Gaudreau line, for that matter. That line's pretty good too. Giordano, my highest exposure on the slate. I know, very shocking. Very shocking that Jake's playing Mark Giordano. But yeah, he's, at first I thought I would have him in like 80% of my lineups. But it's just a little bit over 50. So that's probably a product of using 3 uniques instead of like 2 or 1. But tried out 3 for most of my lineups. Yeah, Jake paying up for D-men. Yeah, just trying to be like testosterone, man. Did you see that guy? He tweeted out that there was a bug in his projections for the last couple years or something like that. But he hasn't binked since, so maybe there's still a bug. No, testosterone, so good. If there's a bug in his projections, then if there has been this whole time and he's just been dominating, not dominating, but he's been really, really good, then maybe we are in trouble. So win all the money you can before testosterone takes all our money. That's what I'm trying to do. All right, so we've got Giordano on one side, Morgan Riley on the other. Very obviously the number 1 guy for me. You can play him with either of the top 2 lines, with no Kadri back, Kadri's out. He's doubtful tonight. And it's a concussion thing, so they're not going to rush him back. I don't think Kadri's playing tonight. So that would still leave Andreas Janssen on the top power play. Muzzin at under 4K, I think is interesting as kind of a pivot. One-off, if you've got around 6K or 5,500 left over for your last guy, maybe instead of playing Riley, you don't get duped and you play Muzzin. You've seen it work out on a short slate before. That's just kind of a pivot that I'm willing to make on a shorter slate like this. You leave salary, you still make a good play. It's just not the optimal play. Do you guys have programs that take your projections and auto-create the CSVs for upload? No, so Mike, you said, never mind my question since you use Fantasy Cruncher, which obviously does that. Yeah. We can take a look at Fantasy Cruncher in like 30 seconds if you want to see how that works. If you're thinking about signing up for Fantasy Cruncher, which I would suggest you do. Kind of like Hamonic a little bit at 4,400 as more of a contrarian guy, not getting power play time, but I did include him in my crunch. So that's a guy I'll get a little bit of on my non-geo lineups. And that's really about it, man. You win or lose more than not. Myself, I've made money this year, if that answers your question. Testy wins a lot more money on FanDuel. It's depressing. He does? I always see him on DK. So, I don't know. Feels like he does okay there. All right, so Fantasy Cruncher. If anybody's got any questions about Fantasy Cruncher, or you just kind of want to see, what it's about. First of all, you can check out the Fantasy Cruncher guide video that Nolan and I did a few weeks ago, maybe about a month or so ago. You can check that out. Otherwise, go on Rewind. Rewind, go through our site. You can go through Fantasy Cruncher's site. To get to Fantasy Cruncher Rewind, you would just go to this, click DraftKings. You can re-upload your projections. Same thing for FanDuel. You can re-upload your projections. And yeah, it's just a really awesome tool. You can stack 3-player, include both top lines. It's just the best. It's the easiest way to make lineups. I know it's feeling like a commercial for Fantasy Cruncher today, but it's just a great optimizer. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, you want to kind of see how you get the CSVs. Well, I would upload my projections right here. My projections would show up. Right now it's just Fantasy Crunchers in, but I would upload them. Let's say I make a bunch of lineups here. Oh, this is from last night, whatever. You'd click this, you would click this, and then it would download a Excel file to upload to DK. Same thing for FanDuel. Super, super simple. Just click export lineups, go down to the DK template or FanDuel template, and you would just copy and paste. Super easy into the contest you want to copy and paste to. I wish FC would auto refresh projections. What do you mean, Scott? For sure, I've been studying his Osmos and Tom's lineups on DK. You've been studying mine or testosterones? Definitely want to study Osmo and Tom's. Yeah, Tom JK 321. Gonna want to study him up. You're gonna want to study up Osmo. Other good guys, YCMMAT. I don't know how it's pronounced, but he's had a really awesome season. Probably want to study up him. You want to study up Drewby from Daily Roto, DFS teams. His name is. Who else am I forgetting? Brick 75. Brick's really a good player. Different lineup construction too. Bobby Boom's Hulo projections. Yeah, definitely want to study up on Bobby's high upside, low ownership. You can do that, Mike, somehow. I don't know. Dollar bill? Yep. You can do that, Mike. I don't know. I don't know how. I just let Fantasy Cruncher do it for me. I input all the stuff I want to input. I make the... Oh, yeah, Slewfoot. Slewfoot. You definitely want to check out Slewfoot. His is a different lineup construction as well. I think Slewfoot... I follow him on Twitter. I think he said something about he's taking the day off. So maybe today's the day to win the money. 3 putts on... His 3 putts on FanDuel. Slewfoot on DK. Or I Slewfoot you. I think it is. Yeah, I think he said that he's taking tonight off. Looks like a good day for a day off. Well, there you have it. Hopefully, he's not playing. Just makes the tournament's a little softer. That's a lot of good lineups that would not be part of that tournament. Who else do you guys look at? If you guys study, and you should be studying players, and the way to do that. So here we go. Let's go back to Friday. That was a pretty good slate, I think. Tommy Nation 1. Yeah, I'm Tommy Nation 1. You can study me. I don't do anything too flashy. In fact, I don't do anything flashy at all. Let's look at this one. Look at me. Got smoked. Did I max this? Oh, okay. So 750. Yeah, I got like half of my, not even half back. So there you go. Oh, there we go. There's Tom. What did he do here? This was an 8-gamer. Couture, Hayes. Yeah, nothing flashy here either. Correlated goalie, uncorrelated defenseman. Jeez. So Tom just hit the nut defenseman here. Damon Severson, he's a guy I never get to, 1.7%. Schultz was a guy that everyone was on, I think. My Yotes 3 lineups? Yeah, definitely want to study up on those. I somehow ended up with like four or five Yotes lineups. I wasn't on Richardson, but just the team, I guess. I had them projected to do so well that they came up. I don't know. So that one was pretty lucky. Here's Testosterone. Fleury. Vegas 3. Eakin. Pays up for Burns. Yeah, that was a good one, Steven. I crushed the afternoon yesterday. JPG at 4.6% got me to the top late with a couple black shots. Yeah, JPG, he maybe he's not great in real life. I honestly don't know. I don't claim to be a hockey expert or even a DFS expert, but I know he can be good for DFS sometimes. He does block some shots. He gets shut down roll a lot at home, so plays a lot of minutes. Vegas 3 finally got there. We've had our Vegas 3 fun this year. Cody Eakin, after I bashed him. The double dong, Cody Eakin. Someone asked my favorite DFS sport earlier. I'm just thinking of that right now. It's NHL for sure. Definitely NHL. MLB, second, but yeah, definitely NHL. This is the best. Oh, big timer, it was you? Yeah. But I'm ready for MLB at the same time. Like, I'm ready to take some shots. Love, when we see 50, 100K up top, like, I know it's super tough to win those, but it's, no, I wasn't ignoring it. Sorry. I did see that, and then I was talking, and then I was, like, making a mental note to get back to it. So, yeah, but when you see 50 and 100K up top, it's kind of tough to sometimes go back to these when it's 10K up top. Like, 10K is awesome. But, yeah, it's pretty crazy. I'm sure they're going to have huge opening day slates. I don't think I'm going to be able to play MLB on opening day, because I'm going to be gone, and I'm going to be in Arizona. So, can't play DFS there. So, that's really sad. But I also did win a ticket, so maybe I could make a lineup and edit it there or something, if it's already entered in. Didn't watch any NHL until this season started. Now it's my second favorite sport. The games are great, and DFS is severely underrated. I agree. Scottsdale? Yeah, Scottsdale. Going with the family. So that's a couple weeks from now. 3 weeks from now, maybe? Yeah. All right. Yeah, so good to watch. Hockey's the best to watch. Let's quickly look at... When's the last time we've had a 2-gamer? A couple weeks ago? 13th February. Talking stick? What is that? They haven't fixed this in a while. Whatever. Whoa, I got smashed here too. What was the winning lineup here? McCann. What the hell is this? Nugent Hopkins one-off, or I guess correlated with Nurse. Silverberg, okay. Dumoulin? What the? Wow. Oh, there's always time for that, Steven. There's always time for that. Alex. What did Alex do? Oh, this is when he was running the one-offs. Okay, so maybe he's going to do this on short slates. So, guys, look for Alex's lineups tonight and see if he does this. So what I mean is he's going 3-2-1 with his forwards instead of 3-3. And he's been doing this on shorter slates sometimes. So you've got Crosby, Gensel, Russ. They were, I'm assuming, together. And Shore and Silverberg, I'm assuming those guys were together. McDavid one off. Let's see if he did it here too. McDavid, Draisaitl, Kassian, Silverberg, Rowney. Okay, I'm assuming those two were together as well. And then a Crosby one off. I wonder if that's just because these guys were all wingers. Could have been. Shore with... Nobody's doing it here too. One off with Shore, Draisaitl, McDavid, Kassian, Gensel, Crosby. Yeah, so I wonder if he's going to do that tonight. Should be interesting to see. Yeah. All right. Well, that's probably enough. We almost got through an hour. Yeah. All right. Pretty good talk, I think. So thanks for showing up, and feel free to give us a like, and it does really help us out. So if you guys could continue to do that, tell your boys thank you for showing up on Saturday. The Minnesota Wild. Yeah, the Wild have looked a lot better lately. So I was at the game last night actually, and that was a good one. It was Granlund's return. So sad. They played a nice tribute for him though. Granlund is, I'm not a Wild fan, but I am a Granlund fan, and man, that guy, that was sad actually to see him come back. Yeah, go Flames, torch. Wait, what? Too bad some dude with Minnesota one line with Donato beat me. Ooh. I hate Donato. Jeez. Well, anyways, hopefully Ryan Donato is not on the slate for your sake tomorrow then, Raj. But Nolan and I will be back tomorrow. Same time. Good luck tonight, guys. And don't ruin your bankroll tonight. We do have some pretty good slates coming up. I think this is the only one with just a couple games this week. And actually for a while now. So protect that bankroll. Play a little bit. Have some fun. Try out some new things. Maybe try out Osmo's strategy. And we will see you tomorrow.